Well, hello everybody and welcome back to Lunch Break Live. Real talk about obesity, food obsession, recovery, and what's really eating you. On today's show, I believe that Facebook will actually let me broadcast it this time. On today's show, if you don't believe in you, who will? I realize that's a very loaded question, and I'm going to do my best to answer it the way you guys might be thinking about it, and maybe even a little bit about the way you aren't thinking about it, because that's how I roll, you know. But I can't possibly think about all the things you guys are thinking about because it's only a 30-minute show. And with that said, believe you me. Why should you believe me? Well, you should know that I'm a 2007 gastric bypass post-op, living life in recovery from obesity and obsessive compulsive overeating as twice the woman and half the body. And I am also what I call a recovery strategist, and what that means is pretty much I help people find and own their crap so they can find and own their own recovery. Sexy, isn't it? All right, so what about you guys? I want to know about you. Who's here? You know, I want to know who are my regular viewers. Shoot me some love, you guys. Let me know my regular viewers that are here. Glad to see you as always. For my newer viewers, maybe this is your first time in. Welcome. I am so happy to see your shiny faces. So happy that you are here. So shoot me some thumbs up if it's your first time, or let me know, me, it's my first time here. Whether you're live or on demand, doesn't really matter, okay? Because I say the same thing even on the on-demand shows. It's really weird. I'm very consistent that way. So whatever I say live happens on demand exactly the same way. So, all right, you guys. So looks like a lot of people are filing in. That's really fabulous. Before I go too much further, Nancy, you were just talking to me right before I went live, you crazy woman. I got to do a little shout out to you, and I hope that's okay, but I cannot thank you enough. Nancy has taken on the task of helping me, actually not even helping, doing it for me. She's recapping the Lunch Break Live programs for me so that I can put those descriptions on the YouTube channel and upload all the missing videos. But more importantly, she's creating a topical list so that we can cross-reference all the topics that we talk about here. So if you're looking for, you know, shows where I talk about certain things, she is helping me to build that list. So God bless you. Thank you so much, Nancy. I really, really cannot thank you enough for all the hard work that you're doing. And as soon as my website launches, it's now in the hands of the web designer. And once it launches, we're going to have that cross-reference list. So you'll know where to watch old Lunch Break Lives where I talk about stuff. All right. Hopefully they're still as relevant or as ever. And hopefully I haven't changed what I said the first time. All right. So yesterday, I posted a comment that said, I believe in you. Do you believe in you? That's what I said yesterday. And some of you said, yes, I sure do. And some of you said, sometimes. And others of you said, not really. And then finally, some of you said, I used to, but now not so much. Okay, so there was a lot of difference in how we felt, you know, about believing in ourselves or not believing in ourselves and why we didn't. Now, I wanted to know why sometimes you do believe in yourself and sometimes you don't believe. And what makes you believe now if you didn't believe in yourself before? So I was kind of poking around looking for some answers to that. And you guys did a pretty good job of letting me know. And it seemed to me that a lot of what you were talking about, the belief or lack of belief in yourself, was tied directly to your weight. You know, how much you weigh, how much you've lost, and how much you've kept off. That's what it seemed to be. It seemed to be that you only believed in yourself if you had lost a lot of weight, and had kept it off, or were in the process of losing weight, and didn't believe in yourself if you gained it back. Okay, that's how I kind of would divide the comments, and if I had to categorize them. Okay, so, but I think it's really important to start with the definition of belief. All right, let's talk about what it means to believe in something, all right? Because we always think we know, and then we hear other definitions, and we're like, well, I never thought of it that way. So I'm going to help you think about it this way. The first definition is to accept as true, feel sure of the truth of, be convinced by, trust, have confidence in, consider to be honest. And I think that's how many of us were approaching this subject of, do I believe in myself? In other words, do I trust myself? Am I sure of myself? Do I have confidence in myself? Okay, right? That's how we looked at it. But then the second definition is this: to hold as an opinion, to think or suppose, think, be of the opinion that, have an idea that, imagine, suspect, assume, surmise, conclude, deduce, understand, gather, guess, or figure. So those are a little bit softer. But that gives you room to say, well, yeah, you know what? I think more or less, yeah, okay. Pretty much, yeah, I can go with the I believe in myself thing. Okay? All right. When I posted that comment yesterday, how many of you guys heard it as definition number 1? When I said, do you believe in yourself? You know, I believe in you, but do you believe in you? How many of you were running that word, believe through the filter of holding as true, feeling sure of, being convinced by, having confidence in? Let me know if you were interpreting it in that way. Shoot me some, happy faces if you want, or some hearts, whatever you want, to the affirmative to let me know that, yes, that's where you were with your idea. All right. Okay, I see a lot of you did. You did interpret it that way. So there was a surety, a definiteness to your determination, your definition of belief, right? Okay. How many of you heard definition number 2, which is a little more subtle? How many of you guys heard that? Go ahead and shoot me some happy faces and some thumbs up and some hearts or whatever you want to say there, okay? Yes, I heard definition number 2, which is to say you think or you suppose, and you have an idea that, imagine, understand, assume, believe yourself. Maybe a smaller number of you felt that way. I'm not sure, okay? Neither is wrong, neither is more right, okay? So for those of you who said you don't believe in yourself, or you only believe in yourself sometimes, does definition 2, now that you've heard me say it, make it more or less likely that you can believe in yourself? Did you follow that? So if you said, I'm struggling to believe in myself, and maybe you hadn't considered the definition number 2, does hearing that make it more or less likely that you can believe in yourself? That's what I want to know. You can go ahead and put it in the comments if you want. All right, let me know what you guys are thinking about. I don't always see it because when I'm under a full head of steam and I'm talking about something, I don't always catch your comments. All right, but I know that you're talking, and I do get to circle back around and follow up with you. And it's really funny because sometimes you'll make comments right as I'm saying things, and sometimes you'll say them right before I say things. I mean, you guys are really good. You're really on to me. So, all right. So let me just see what you guys are saying. Mary Kay says, I think it makes it more likely that I would believe in myself if I'm looking at definition 2. And Nancy says, I would say definition 2 makes it more likely that I could believe in myself. All right, so there's some preliminary feedback. Thank you guys, I really appreciate it. Now, before I go any further, okay, I'm going to welcome some folks in. Suzanne, you're a newer viewer. Welcome. I'm so glad you're here. And I'm going to welcome in all of my regular viewers and all of my newer viewers. Bonnie, okay, I'm not kidding you, sweetie. Not kidding you. You need to walk up to me tonight and in Fountain Valley at Support Group, and you need to go, I am Bonnie, okay? People love to play that game with me. Go, guess, you know who I am, don't you? Come on, I watch the show. I'm blind as a bat. That's the first thing you got to understand. Your picture is about this big, and I'm oblivious most of the time. And it doesn't mean that you're not important to me. Everyone matters to me. You are so important to me. Your stories are so important to me. This has never been my strong suit, remembering names. It's just not, okay? But it doesn't mean that I value you any less. It just means that's my problem, not yours, that I don't remember. It's not that I don't remember you. I just can't remember your name. And then you tell me and I remember you. So please help me out here. Help me to help you. Tell me who you are. So anyway, Bonnie, I'm going to see you tonight, I'm sure. And Melissa, hey, my favorite sharer, and Dave Shoemaker. Welcome, welcome. Mary Kay and Marie. All right, and Claudia, my regular viewer now. I'm seeing you more and more. Maybe I'm seeing less of you more and more. Oh, what do you think? Michelle, hey, fresh out of surgery. How are you feeling? We all prayed for you. We all were thinking about you and wishing good things your way, and I'm so happy to see your shiny face. Yay! Barbara, I haven't seen you in a while either. And Katie, I haven't seen you in a while. Wow. James, you're a newer viewer. Maybe you've been here a couple times. Kamiko, I haven't seen you in a while, all the way from the UK. Thank you for being here. All right, Rebecca. Okay, now, I feel like I've seen your name before. I'm not sure. Are you like a newer viewer? Maybe you view live, on demand, not so much live. Anyway, welcome. Really glad you guys are all here. And Linda and Anna. All right, come on in. All right, go back and catch up on the show to see what I said before, but now I'm diving in. All right, now. Before we go any further, exercise time. You guys need to exercise. We all need to exercise, right? So here's what I need you to do. Very important. I need you to look out your window. Whatever window you've got. If you have to go walk to it, if you have to open curtains, I need you right now immediately to look out your window. I need you to be able to see outside right now. Even if you're watching me on demand, you need to look out your window. I'm going to do it right now. Okay. I'm looking through mini blinds, slats. Pretty sunny out there. All right. I could see kind of a blue sky, a little hazy. Okay, got it. You guys looking out your window? All right, shoot me something and let me know you're looking out the window. All right, so what do you see? That's what I need to know. You may or may not answer me here. I'd love it if you put it in the comments. But basically, depending on where you are and when you're watching this, okay, it might be sunny, it might be cloudy, it might be dark outside, right? Depending on where you are, it might be dark. It might even be raining, okay? Because because it's summer here in Southern California where it never rains anyway, but certainly doesn't rain during the summer. Maybe you are in a part of the world where like, oh, I heard Indianapolis today or something is supposed to rain and be really muggy hot. Okay, it happens. Maybe it is raining where you are. Whatever the case, here is what I want you to think about as you give me your weather reports. You ready? When you went to bed last night, so even if it's nighttime where you are right now, I just need you to think back when you went to bed, the last time you went to bed, did you believe that the sun would rise today? Did you, when you went to bed last night, believe that the sun would rise today? Okay, and I'm not asking did you believe you'd be able to see it, okay, because sometimes it's cloudy or whatever, okay? This is what I need to know. And you guys can shoot me hearts. If you said, yep, when I went to bed last night, I believed the sun would rise today. And why did you believe that? Because it always has. Well, so far, every day that I've been alive, that sun has risen pretty much every day. All right? Evidence. Evidence tells me the sun will rise. Because no one told you it wouldn't rise. Hey, that's a reason to believe. Hey, you didn't tell me not to believe. You didn't tell me it wasn't going to rise. So, okay. Because there's evidence that it will rise. Maybe that's why you believe. You're like, well, sure, there's evidence. So far, every day I've seen it rise. It has a history of rising and setting, doesn't it? Okay, so, what happens when it sets? Does that mean it's never coming back? No. We don't look at it and go, that's it. It's all over. Never coming back. We don't do that. We're like, it'll rise again. Now the moon's going to come out, right? That's what we say, whether we can see it or not. What about the upcoming total eclipse? If you're in North America here, total eclipse. Okay, what are we going to do? I mean, that only happens, what, once every 99 years here in North America? Okay, will the sun shine again after the moon no longer casts its shadow across it, or what? I mean, once it's covered, is that it? Is it over, or is it coming back? Oh, wait a minute. If I can't see it, it's never going to shine again. Clearly, if I'm not seeing it right now, I should not believe that that sun is ever going to come back, right? Am I right? I mean, that's clearly the definition that many of us are using when we talk about whether we believe in ourselves or not, because I don't see it right now. I cannot believe it. I must not believe it. I do not see the sun shining, even if it's night. Therefore, I cannot believe the sun will ever rise again. Got it. All right. Oh, but then, see, there's this thing. Science tells us that this is a temporary thing. Well, then, I suppose I'm simply going to have faith that it will shine again. Yep, going to have to trust that it's going to shine again. All right, let's keep going. Which definition of believing that the sun will rise and shine fits best here? Definition 1, do you remember way back then, or definition 2? How about both? How about both definitions here? Yeah, maybe? Thumbs up, right? Happy? You with me? Wow, I don't know. Okay, here's something that I and many of you believe in. Okay, I know this. You may not all, okay, but I do, and I know many of you do. I believe in God. Okay? Now, some might say, why do you believe in God if you've never seen him? To which I will respond, well, I have seen evidence of him all around me and have seen a reflection of him in others. So I have faith and believe that God exists. That is my reason for believing. So there's a little bit of faith, and then there's a little bit of evidence in there, right? So some of you might say, well, I've never seen him with my own eyes, and I only believe what I see, therefore, I don't really believe in him. Okay, so for those of you who are Christians, I realize we have a lot of Jewish people here, so this may not pertain quite as strongly, okay? But for those of you Christians, can you imagine the days when Jesus walked the earth? Can you imagine this, right? What if you've been a disciple and you walked around with him and you heard him preach and you saw him perform miracles and you believed he was the Son of God, and you could say, you know what? Wow, I have been with him and I believe. And now we're going, well, Come on. How would you not believe? I mean, you're hanging out with him right there. It was easier. He's right in front of them. They didn't have to imagine anything. They saw it right before their very eyes. Not real hard to believe something when you see it. Not so sure, see? Because here's the problem. Then he's crucified. Uh-oh. And then everything they ever believed was a lie. Man, he's dead now. See? He's in the tomb, and there's pretty good evidence. Okay, because I can't see him anymore, and he's dead. I probably shouldn't believe anything he said. I shouldn't believe any of those miracles, the part about him rising again on the third day, and then, okay, right? And then it happens. Okay? It happens. If you're a Christian, you believe this, it happens. And the funny thing is, people who knew him don't even recognize him. That's what it says. You're like, how could you not recognize somebody you knew? Well, I like to think that part of it is they refused to believe. They just couldn't believe it, right? They rejected it. Even if it was all there for them to see, they rejected it. They couldn't believe their eyes, right? And then he's like, he reveals himself, and then he goes up into heaven, and everybody goes, oh my gosh, it was real. It was real. He is God's son. I believe. I must now go tell everyone they should believe. So now these people that saw him, walked among them, and all this stuff, now they're going to go out and try and convince people that have never seen him that they should believe. Talk about a job. That's kind of a big job, trying to convince people that they should believe something they may never have seen. Okay, that's sort of like what I do here a little bit, without the miracles. All right. In other words, they believe who they saw. Wait, the belief. I typed this, and now it doesn't make sense, and I'm ready to make a point. Okay, then when they saw and stopped believing, we're asking people who didn't see to stop. Okay, those who believe were the ones who saw, but then they stopped believing when they stopped seeing him. And then when they saw him again, they were now going out to ask people to start believing, even though they'd never seen him. Okay, something like that. Anyway, here's what I want to know. What are some things you believe in? Because we're not at church right now, okay? What are some things you believe in? Just throw them out there, one word. What do I believe in? Just whatever it is. Doesn't matter, okay? Maybe you believe in love. I believe in love. Maybe you do. That's good, right? Maybe you believe in redemption and forgiveness, right? Okay, I believe in that. I believe people can redeem themselves. And yeah, I believe we can be forgiven. I believe in myself, Jessica says. Right on. Claudia believes in love. All right, exactly, right? How about recovery? Anybody here believe in recovery? Maybe you've never seen it in yourself or on yourself with your own eyes, but you've witnessed it in others. You've seen evidence that it exists, right? Thumbs up, Mom says. So why do you believe those things? Why? Okay, you know, I don't care about the why usually, but I got to ask, why do you believe in anything? Why? What makes us believe in anything? I think it's part faith and part evidence, okay? Linda believes in recovery. Mom believes in miracles because she is one. Absolutely, you are, Mom, okay? You have seen it in others, Marie says. Absolutely. So here's my question. It's part faith, part evidence. If seeing is believing and you have seen something, then do you believe it or not? Whatever it is. If seeing is believing and you have seen it, whether it was on you or someone else, within you or within others, okay? Evidence of. If you have seen it, do you believe it or not? Now, I'm not talking about, you know, the tricks that can be played or the stuff, you know, Photoshop, or we're not sure, maybe it's fake. I'm not talking about that. I'm just kind of keeping it simple and logical here. Just basically, you know, Occam's razor, okay? The most obvious answer is usually right, okay? So if you've seen it, do you believe it or not? All right, let's talk about weight loss. Of course, we've got to talk about weight loss. Have you ever lost weight before? Has anyone here ever lost weight before? All right, how do you know? How do you know that you lost weight? Because you saw it? Because you experienced it personally? Maybe you saw it on others. You saw others lose weight. So now you believe that it is possible for people to lose weight. And if you did it yourself, you believe that it is possible for you to lose weight. Got it? Evidence. Sounds a lot like evidence. Ah, that qualifies as a reason to believe. Okay. Have you ever re-lost what you regained? Okay. So you regain weight. Have you ever lost it again? Right? Ever lost weight? Any of us who've been yo-yo dieters can say, yeah, I've lost it again. Gained, lost, gained, lost. Sure. Okay. So I believe, because of the evidence, that I can re-lose what I regained. True or not? logically speaking here. I'm not asking about emotions. I'm asking about facts. The facts are that you can lose weight once you regain it, right? Okay. A lot of us re-lost what we regained. There's evidence. There's evidence we can lose weight again. Is that enough reason to believe? Is that enough of a reason to believe that it is possible? One would think so, wouldn't you? Right? But I got a lot of stubborn people out there, including myself, who join Lunch Break Live. A lot of you are pretty stubborn. So even though you would think so, there's something that gets in the way, and I'm going to call that thing doubt. Doubt gets in the way of our believing what is obvious, right? We refuse to believe what we are seeing, rubbing our eyes. I can't believe it, right? For those of you back to Jesus, right? Rises from the dead. I doubt it. I've never seen that before. I've never heard of that happening before. I doubt it. Unless they were following him and they went to Lazarus and the whole thing, but we're not talking about that. All right, so the point is doubt. Something gets in the way. So you start doubting yourself because the evidence you focus on says you always regain. Well, that I can believe. I can believe that. I always regain. So that's where I'm going to spend my time, believing that I always regain. Well, what's the evidence of that? Well, the fact that I do. Okay, well then, what's the evidence of the fact that you can lose weight? Okay, the fact that I have, maybe. I don't know. I don't feel good. I'm not going there. I'm not giving you this yet. Got it. All right, hang with me. It's fine. I know you're a tough crowd. All right, maybe you're struggling to believe that you can actually manage a healthy weight, right? Okay, I get it. That's a little different. But I'm going to remind you of the definition of believe and how evidence is part of it, and so is faith. All right? What does it take to manage a healthy weight? What's required? What evidence would be required to prove that one is capable of managing a healthy weight? Are you doing those things? Whatever it is that you've decided is evidence of managing a healthy weight, what are you doing those things if you're not managing a healthy weight? Logically, probably not. Okay? So therefore, I'm going to say that you don't believe you can manage a healthy weight, but that's a fallacy. That's not true. Because when you do what you need to do to manage your weight, you manage your weight. And that's something you can believe in, right? It's absolutely true. When you do what you got to do, you get what you need to get, pretty much, all right? Now, as usual, I'm not talking about extremes. I'm not talking about exceptions here. I'm talking about typical situations, okay? Again, not extremes, not exceptions. We can always find exceptions to the rule. But just work with me on a little bit of logic here, all right? So in order to believe in something, we want evidence, don't we? And in order to believe in ourselves, we need evidence that says we can believe in ourselves, don't we? We want that. So what are you doing right now that would make you believe in you? Pretty simple, right? Why should I believe in you? Why should I believe in me? Why should I ask you to believe in you? What are you doing that would make me want to believe in you? What am I doing that makes you want to believe in me? Right? Are you doing the things you need to do to make you believe in you? What do those things look like? Are you trustworthy? Do you do what you say you'll do? Okay, if not, I wouldn't believe you either. Okay? What's the solution? Start doing what you say you'll do. Here's another one. Are you reliable? When we believe in someone, it's because, I don't know, maybe they're reliable. Do you follow through on commitments? If you're flaky, I probably wouldn't believe you either. Okay? So what's the solution? Start following through on commitments. In other words, start behaving as if. Start doing the things that people do when they want to be believed. Start doing the things that they see other people do when they believe them. It's not magic. See? It's really, really logical. Recovery strategy right here. All right, so what if we believe in someone and they let us down? Right? Okay, well, maybe the first or second time we're like, okay, I can shake it off. Everyone's entitled to kind of screw up sometimes, okay? Right? We keep the faith and we continue to believe in them. So maybe a couple times, yeah, all right, okay. But if they do things that let us down repeatedly, our faith, our belief is shaken, isn't it? So can we believe someone again once we lose trust or faith in them? That depends. That's a biggie, and it matters. And we face that every day. Can we ever believe someone again once we lose trust in them? Some would say no, and some would say yes. I get it. It's not that easy, right? If you say no, how can you ever believe yourself again? If you say yes, What do you have to do to earn that trust back, to earn your own trust back in yourself? Okay? If you want someone to believe in you, do the things that will make people believe in you. Okay? Let's look at things we believe in again. Let's figure out why we believe in them. I believe that when I put gas in my car, I can drive it for a certain number of miles. And I have learned that when I run out of gas, I can't drive any miles. But if I refill it, then I'll be able to drive again. Why do I believe that? Because that's how cars are designed to work. Okay? So all things being equal, the car will run and I can drive it. I believe that. Put gas in the car, I can drive. All right. Now, when you run out of gas in your car, do you stop believing that the car will run if you put gas in it again? I don't think so. I mean, if that's the only thing that's wrong with the car, it doesn't have gas, you don't believe it's going to run again if you put gas in there? I think you have faith that it will run again. I think you believe that by putting gas in the tank, it will run again. I'm going out on a limb here, all right? So if you run out of gas yourself, which is like regaining weight, maybe, do you stop believing that you will ever be able to lose weight again? That's the big question here. I shouldn't think so. I mean, it doesn't make sense to me. Why would you think that just because you ran out of gas, regained some weight, that you'll never be able to lose it again and manage a healthy weight? It doesn't make sense, right? I think that if you have faith that you can, you will do it again. That's what I think, okay? So if your car continuously runs out of gas, do you try to figure out what's causing it? Probably. Like maybe you're not paying attention to the fuel gauge, the one that has the little gas pump with the picture that has a little arrow that points to the side of the car that the gas tank is on, right? Where you put the gas. Did you notice that? It has a little arrow, right? So if you're in a rental car and you don't know what side of the car the little gas tank is, just look for that little arrow by the little fuel pump and it'll tell you. It's on the right, it's on the left, all right? I learned that when I was renting a car one time. So if you're not looking at that, you need to start looking at that, right? You need to start monitoring, paying attention to the gauges that tell you what's going on with your car, with your life. So you're going to need to change that behavior if you're not watching it now and believe that the car will run again once it has gas, because you're going to be paying attention, right? So back to you, always back to you. If you continuously regain weight and you're yo-yo dieting, do you look at what you're doing to cause it? Have you taken your eyes off the fuel gauge? Do you evaluate your caloric input and your physical output? Do you have the doctor check you out to see if there's a medical reason for the weight gain? Once you figure it out, do you then change the behavior so that you can believe that you'll lose weight again? Or do you keep doing what you always did and not believe that you could do it? It doesn't make a lot of sense not to do what you know you got to do in order to be able to believe that you can do it, does it? Finally, if you don't believe you can lose weight and keep it off, what evidence is there that proves that you should believe that you can? There it is, baby. Right there. I've just laid it out. What evidence is there that proves that you should believe that you can lose weight and keep it off? If there is none, I'm going to say it's time to start creating some. Give yourself a reason to believe it, okay? So if you want to believe in something, look for reasons to believe. If they don't exist, do the things that will make you believe. In other words, be believable, okay? Be someone you would believe. Be someone you would believe. When you see others that you believe, what are they doing? If they are doing things that are believable, do those things yourself, okay? If you're struggling, I get it. Act as if you believe it yourself, okay? Act as if you're doing believable things, and then do believable things, and then ask a good friend, okay, or like a family member, a partner, and God to believe in you while you work to believe in you. Sometimes we need that. Sometimes we need the strength of others to believe in us when we're struggling to believe in ourselves, and then they will tell us why it is that we should believe in ourselves, because they will see it within us. They will see within us what we cannot see, refuse to see within ourselves, what we refuse to believe about ourselves. So if you do the things that are believable and you still don't believe, it might be time to reevaluate that disbelief and find out why it is you've decided not to believe, okay? It might be trust issues, maybe, which I'll be talking about at Fountain Valley tonight, the support group, right? Talking about trust issues. Those are big things that you can work through in therapy. Not just here, especially not here. Trust issues, work through them in therapy. I strongly believe in therapy, by the way. Okay. All right. Bottom line. Bottom line. Think about the things you believe in and then ask yourself why you believe in them. It's pretty straightforward. If you don't believe in yourself, do the things that would make you believe someone. And then, this is a biggie, acknowledge the fact that you're actually doing them. Got to give yourself credit, okay? When you're doing the things that would make you believe in somebody else, you got to acknowledge that you're doing them. Give yourself credit, okay? Sometimes we don't believe in ourselves because we have a lot of practice not believing in ourselves. It's like a habit, okay? It's real easy to revert back to that. I never believed in myself before, so it's real easy for me to go back there. That's where I'm comfortable. So in other words, it's a habit. Other times, we just don't believe in ourselves because we've never given ourselves a reason to believe in ourselves. Dun, dun, dun. That's big, right? That's like, I tossed that in right at the end like it's nothing. I believe you can do this. That's really all that matters, right? I believe you can do this. And if you don't believe me, maybe you're not giving yourself a reason to believe. How's that? All right. I can't believe it, but that's all for the show. I'm on the last page, so I got to sign off. I ain't going long. All right. Remind you, tonight, if you are in the Southern California area, Orange County, South Bay, Long Beach, Cypress, Garden Grove, anywhere around here, anywhere within the sound of my voice in Southern California, okay? Fountain Valley Regional Medical Center tonight. You got to look it up, okay? Fountain Valley Regional Medical Center, 6:30, okay? I cannot live stream for privacy reasons, HIPAA and all that stuff, but that's what makes it so valuable for me to speak at these things in person, right? Because you get to hear things that you can't hear online. See how that works? So if you want to hear the things that I'm talking about in the room, you've got to invite me to your support group. Find a way to get me there. I'll come talk to you. I love to talk. Believe it. I love to talk. So listen, the whole idea of inviting me over, I believe that's a very good idea. All right. I believe it's also time for me to sign off. Oh, one more thing, and I'll be announcing this as well. Next week, next Friday, August 25th, all are welcome to Elevation. Okay, it's a Celebrate Recovery event in Cypress. All the details will be on my wall. I'll be speaking, I think it's like at 7 o'clock I'll be speaking, but the event starts before that. Super fun. So if you've been wanting to find a faith-based 12-step program, that might be a good place for you to start. Check it out. All are welcome. All right, I'm going to sign off now because I believe I have gone long again. Doggone it, I don't believe it. Anyway, you guys, really happy that you were here with me, and I'm eager to hear what you have to say because, again, 30-minute program, I'm under a full head of steam. I don't always capture everything, and I certainly can't think about all of the amazing things that you guys think about. So make me think, all right? Let's talk more about this. I had a great time, and I hope you did too, but I'm going to sign off and remind you all to have courage, seek peace, embrace joy, and above all, believe that you can live your recovery. Remember, you can't stop feeding what's eating you if you don't stop. Oh, what the heck? Cut. Let me do that one more time. You can't stop feeding what's eating you if you don't know what's eating you. I will see you guys tomorrow. I'm such a goofball. All right, take care, you guys. Oh, share the show. Bye.